Have you ever wondered about the lesser-known aspects of World War II? Among the myriad narratives of this global conflict, there exists a peculiar and often overlooked chapter, the hair-pulling War of 1944. This seemingly bizarre name refers not to a traditional battlefield encounter, but a social and cultural conflict that arose during the liberation of France. As the tides of war shifted and the Allied forces began to reclaim French soil, a wave of retribution swept across the liberated territories. This was not directed towards the retreating German soldiers, but rather against French women accused of collaboration horizontale. This term, a euphemism for forming relationships with German soldiers, marked these women as traitors in the eyes of their fellow countrymen and women. The punishment meted out to these so-called traitors was as symbolic as it was brutal. Thousands of women from all walks of life were subjected to public head shaving, a practice rooted in historical origins and reintroduced in the 20th century. This act, seen by some as a justifiable punishment, by others as a cruel and humiliating spectacle, was driven by a potent cocktail of jealousy, moral outrage, and a desperate need for a scapegoat in the face of a national trauma. Whether they were prostitutes, teenagers, or schoolteachers, these women, now known as the tondeuses, were paraded through the streets, their shorn heads a stark testament to their perceived betrayal. In some instances, the humiliation was compounded by marking these women with swastikas or tarring them. The widespread practice of head shaving, a grim carnival that unfolded across France, was not merely an isolated act of retribution. It was a manifestation of deep-seated prejudices and misunderstandings, a societal war waged not with guns and bombs but with scissors and razors. And so began the hair-pulling war, a conflict steeped in humiliation, jealousy, and moral outrage. The hair-pulling war may have been forgotten by many, but its timeline is etched in the annals of history. It all began in the heated days following D-Day, as the liberation of France in 1944 unfurled a wave of revenge. The practice of head shaving, a punishment with historical origins, quickly spread across the country, becoming a symbol of public humiliation and retribution. Victims of this ugly carnival were as diverse as they were numerous. From prostitutes and teenagers to school teachers falsely accused of collaboration, the head shaving spared none. Driven by jealousy and moral outrage, these acts were often carried out by those who believed that some women had benefited from their relationships with German soldiers. But amidst the chaos, there were voices of reason. The resistance leaders in Paris, recognizing the cruelty and humiliation inflicted upon these women, made concerted efforts to stop the head shaving. Yet, the war was not easily quelled, and the practice persisted in various parts of France, a testament to the deep-seated prejudices and misunderstandings of the time. Despite attempts to quell this war, the practice of head shaving persisted, revealing deep-seated prejudices and misunderstandings. The hair-pulling War of 1944 left an indelible mark on those who experienced it. In the wake of this lesser-known conflict, thousands of women bore the brunt of public humiliation. The aftermath was a grim spectacle, with an estimated 20,000 women subjected to the punitive act of head shaving, often in full public view. This practice, steeped in historical origins, was seen as a form of punishment for what was termed collaboration horizontale. The victims ranged from prostitutes and teenagers to schoolteachers, some falsely accused of collaboration. The legacy of this conflict runs deep. It highlighted the ease with which scapegoating can occur in times of crisis. The women who had their heads shorn were often seen as convenient targets, their public humiliation serving as a vent for moral outrage and societal frustration. Yet the treatment of these women revealed more than just the prejudices of the time. It was a stark reminder of the misunderstandings and the depths to which humanity can sink during periods of upheaval and conflict. The hair-pulling War of 1944, a lesser-known conflict within World War II, is a stark reminder of the deep-seated prejudices that can arise during times of upheaval and conflict.